But that's not a gigantic miracle happening in one day. We have other holy men like Sathya Sai Baba. Sathya Sai Baba is notoriously known all around the world now for the enormous cases of pedophile allegations coming out, starting from Sweden to everywhere. I mean, Western devotees' children were abused, and hundreds of cases were coming out. London Telegraph made a full-page Sunday story with at least 200 cases reported. India's national weekly India Today published a cover story. Pioneer newspaper made a first front-page story with the affidavits of people who later, when they become adults, speak about this thing. No inquiry, nothing, no investigation. Later, 4 young boys were killed brutally on point blank on their head there. It was a dispute between the boys involved in the pedophile. There is not even a first information report registered about that thing. It was in his bedroom. But we have been more concerned about his miracles before the pedophile cases coming. Because Sathya Sai Baba got notoriety amongst scientific thinking people and popularity among the gullibles because he had been moving his hand like this and produced always some holy ash. And we try to look around and find how it is done. We had a lot of methods to study it. We try to replicate it. And we could really produce holy ash. A lot of rationalists started producing holy ash because when we explain it doesn't work. We have to show it really. That's the only way to convince people. So we trained hundreds of youngsters how to produce holy ash, including we have a skeptic unit in his college, the college run by Sathya Sai Baba. And there the students can produce holy ash. So it's simply small tablets of ash, made as a small ball using starch, which is mainly rice. When rice is cooked, the water coming out is put in ash, and it's a small compressed small ball which is kept at this part of the finger, and he moves the hand like this, and when it is necessary he crushes it and gives. Then he simply takes from his pocket, and one by one, go to YouTube and see Sathya Sai Baba miracles, and you can see how cameras light the coat, everything. And of course Sathya Sai Baba was caught red-handed when the televisions came. When his 70th birthday was celebrated, we had the Prime Minister, President, the Chief Justice of India and top businessmen all participating there. And a huge building was constructed for the memorial of the day, and a plaque was given to the architect. And during this presentation of the plaque, he produced a golden chain and gave to his neck. But the cameraman caught it. The golden chain was pasted down the plaque, and he was plucking it out, and an angle of camera could get it. He went to the studio. India had only national television at that time. It was before liberalization. And he talked to his station, the television headquarters center. He said, yes, bring me the original immediately. But the intensity of the sound gave him some skepticism. He went and made a fast VHS copy, kept it in the toilet, and gave the original. Of course, the original vanished forever, because he was a Sai Baba devotee. But the VHS found its way out. And it appeared 2 days later as small clippings on a big newspaper named Deccan Chronicle. Hearing this thing, we all tried to obtain. I went to Hyderabad, then I went to Puttaparthi and found this guy, and I got a copy of this VHS. Some other people also got a copy of the VHS. We distributed hundreds and hundreds of copies of this VHS copy, but never this was seen in India. But of course later, in Guru Bastes, the 1995 documentary on Indian rationalism, the Channel 4 has shown it. Later it was shown in 28 countries. Officially, it's not yet shown in India. But still, when Sathya Sai Baba makes these are victims of Sai Baba. But on the left-hand side, whom you see is the then Prime Minister of India, Adal Bihari Vajpayee. On the right hand side, with a beard like mine, with a white beard, folding hand, is the Chief Minister of the state. And when he died, with a turban sitting is the Prime Minister of India. And the left hand side sitting is Sonia Gandhi, wife of the former Prime Minister and the President of the ruling party. And he got a national burial. Holidays were announced in the state. And imagine such a person. This is another gentleman whose name is Abdul Kalam, who was the President of India. But he was not just a president, he was a scientist. The first scientist president of India. And Abdul Kalam was Professor of Aerospace Engineering, first Chancellor of Space Science and Technology, 11th President of India, and Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award. And he wrote a poetry on his birthday telling that solar system is blessed. Why? Because there is a planet where a great man, namely Sathya Sai was born. And he wrote this poetry in his hand and read in his meeting. And that's the clout that Sathya Sai had. But that's one side of India. But the very same time when prime ministers and presidents were on his meeting and he would perform all these miracles there, in public television, people like me could appear and simply replicate all these miracles, because I was invited by most of the televisions on these kind of occasions, and I replicated most of his miracles and simply said that he's a fraudster and it's shame for the country that the Prime Minister is there. That is the kind of freedom India always enjoys, because we have free speech and freedom of expression is allowed, and public criticism of politicians is taken not as a crime ever, at least officially.